Hi there, I'm super excited today to be with you presenting the H501S quadcopter from Hubsan. This is my latest gadget that I bought, and this is how it arrives. There's this box. I haven't opened it yet. I'll be opening it on this video, and that's it. So here we go. It's a black box. It's showing the quadcopter on the front, and on the back we'll see that this is the advanced version of the quadcopter. There is also another standard version which comes with a different controller. This is the advanced controller, which gives you a longer range, and it's also a much better made in terms of construction of the transmitter. But we'll get to that in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and open this product. So it's easy to open here. Just got to open this stuff. And I bought this from China. So it arrived in a couple of days without any problem. So hopefully it arrived in one piece. And yeah, it seems to have arrived without any problems, without any damage. So let's get this box out of the way. And let's see what we have here. So this is the quadcopter, and it comes with a manual and a disclaimer, and a plug. This is well, it's a bit stained, but anyway, this is a plug, I guess, converting to the UK plug from any other plug. But let's start with the manuals. So you have this manual, and you have a disclaimer warning. With regards to the manual, it's pretty good. It gives you some spare parts as well. So these are the parts that you might want to buy at a later stage. It gives you some good instructions on how to operate the manual. And I'm not just seeing it now. I've seen it before in an electronic version, so I know what this is and what it contains. There's also a white version of this quadcopter. I got the black version. I think that, you know, flying it's better in terms of visibility to have a black quadcopter. Of course, I'm doing most of my flying during the day. Might be a different situation at night, although at night you'll be relying mostly on the lights anyway. So let's go ahead and open this box with the quadcopter. So there's this plastic covering that goes away, and here's the quadcopter itself. Very nice materials. Seems to be very well made. Yeah, it's a black version. Camera in front. We'll have to attach the 4 propellers later. And yeah, even the camera comes with a plastic covering, and the battery goes in here. So I won't be breaking this product yet, so I'm not gonna be pushing buttons that I don't know what they do. But here's the slot for the mini SD card, I believe, micro SD goes in here. And I don't believe it comes with an SD card. So you've got this tool here, which I forgot what it's called, but it's used to remove the propellers from the actual quadcopter. So once you have the propeller and you need to remove one just to replace it, for example, that's what you use. And here we have the propellers. I can see that we have 8 propellers. So you have 4 that go onto the quadcopter, of course, in these 4 different engines, and 4 which are spares. So if you crash the quadcopter and these get chipped or twisted, you just pop in one of the replacement propellers. So you have to be careful to attach the propeller according to the number. So, or sorry, it's actually a letter on this model. So you have A, you won't be able to see it maybe on this camera, A and B, and also A and B on the back. So you need to match the propeller marked B in this case, maybe you can see it here, with the engine B. Okay, so that's quite easy anyway to install. Now let's see what else we got. Let's pass on to the perhaps the most interesting piece of gear that we have here. Apart from obviously the quadcopter itself, this looks great. This is the controller for the quadcopter. Very nicely made. It's also got a screen which opens up like that. So you'll be able to see FPV. You'll be able to see what the quadcopter is seeing at the front through the camera. So you can fly it very far away and you'll still be seeing the quadcopter from its first-person view on the quadcopter. So it's not only line of sight flying, but also FPV. And this is great compared to, for example, another quadcopter I have, which is another Hubsan, obviously much smaller. This is the one. This is what I started off with. And it's great, but the thing is that it's only line of sight flying. So when this little baby goes far away, you're not gonna see it. So that's when it starts getting very tricky to control it, especially since it might have turned. And with this particular model, you just have to fly it forward and back basically, because if you lose the orientation, it will be very hard to bring it back, although there are tricks which you can learn. But for beginners, it's quite hard to fly. It's actually the hardest model to fly in terms of maneuverability. When you go to a bigger model, such as the H501S that we're reviewing today, you get much better stability in the wind, and it's also much easier to control. In fact, this model has the option to not be directional, so you don't need to fly it this way and then try to keep it always facing opposite you. You can just fly it, and say if it turns, you can still pull the back lever and it will just come back. But I believe, I haven't tried this yet, but I believe I'm gonna stick to the basic controls without any of these aids, because it's more fun to fly. And you can just get the hang of it. And when you get the hang of it, it's really interesting to fly such a quadcopter. In fact, I had a lot of fun with the smaller version of the quadcopter, and that is why I decided to buy this Hubsan. It's got a great camera. I've seen some great footage, and I will be trying it out in our area here. But yeah, so let's continue with the review. So again, this is the advanced controller. Okay, so it's got levers, very nicely done. It's got a transmitter, the aerial, and it's got this part which also attaches here. And again, this is for the FPV view. So you're controlling the drone, and I believe this is for the FPV, or the other way around. And so let's see what we have in the box. Apart from this stuff, we have a charger. Here it goes. So this is for charging the batteries. And I believe, yeah, this is so. There's a screw to open the battery compartment on the transmitter, and you'll have to use 8 AA batteries, which don't come included. My suggestion is to buy an extra LiPo battery, which you can fit in there. It's much better than having to recharge 8 AA batteries every time you fly this drone. And I've read that this particular transmitter and drone really eats up the batteries anyway, so you won't get much flying time if you're using the AA batteries. So my plan, and I've already bought the LiPo battery, is to install the LiPo battery and rely on that. So let's see what else we have. We have the power supply for the charger, and That's it basically, from what I can see. The battery of the Hubsan is already in here. Let's see. I'm not sure how to open it, so I don't want to force this. But anyway, the battery goes in here, get it out, charge it with this charger. And that's basically it from what I can see. Yep. So what else do you need to buy in terms of parts that go with this quadcopter? So my recommendation is to get a better charger than this one. So you're gonna want to get a better charger, and I'm gonna link to the one I bought from SkyRC. SkyRC is the brand, very renowned brand, which produces these chargers. And these are gonna be chargers that use balancing, which takes care of the batteries much better than this. So you're gonna be able to charge batteries with the charger, which, I mean, there's a basic charger, but I recommend upgrading to a better charger, which I'll link to below. And I also recommend buying a few extra batteries for the drone itself. This gives you around 20 minutes of flying time per battery. And I recommend getting another 2-3 batteries depending on the flight time that you need. So I went ahead and bought 3 extra batteries, which I'll be charging with the other charger, the SkyRC charger. Apart from that, you'll need some wires to connect this battery here and the extra battery that I mentioned for the transmitter, the LiPo battery. So those 2 batteries need to be connected to the SkyRC charger via certain different cables, and I've linked those cables below the video as well. I think that's it. Oh, the only other thing I bought is a pocket for storing the batteries. So LiPo batteries have a bit of a danger of catching fire, especially while charging. So you need to make sure that they're charging in a place where there isn't any other flammable material close by. And to be extra careful, there's these packages where you can dump the batteries in them while they are charging and for storage. So it's like a special material where you put in these batteries and just store them there, or store them there while charging or after you use them. So you put them in your drawer, whatever, but always in this bag. And again, I'll link to this product in the links below the video. And I guess that's it. This is gonna be the review for the H501S advanced version. We can see the advanced transmitter here. This is one of the best drones from Hubsan. It's available from the websites I'll link to below. There are several websites stocking this drone. I bought it from Gearbest, and yeah, arrived in 3 days. No complaints at all. Now I'm looking forward to flying it and testing it out. And so that brings us to the end. Thanks for watching, and if you have any other questions, please just leave a comment below the video and I'll be sure to answer you based on my real experience with this drone and this transmitter. Okay? Thank you for watching again, and see you in the next video.